Hope, make sure I look as good as you do, Rob. Where the glue out there, glue land? I don't know who you are or where you are on this mountain climbing Mondays, but I want you to know that right where you are, as you are. I don't know if it's Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, but whatever is making me over wants me to let you all know that God loves unconditionally everyone. And it is our duty, live from the glue factory, to give love unto everyone. And today we're going to give love unto one of our glue favorites, King Ace. Y'all know him as Rob Holmes, but we're going to talk to King Ace today. What's going on with you, brother? How you doing, love?
Appreciate it. Yeah, I like the intro. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just taking it one day at a time and trying to hit these benchmarks and checkpoints.
And speaking of intros, I just forgot to play my own doggone intro before this video started. I'm so concerned about the technical difficulties and everything that was going on the flip side. Let me see if I can actually find my glue video and play that for us and do this thing right. Glue Land, y'all know we gonna learn this as we go. Let's see here. Hold on for the get down. Watch out now. Welcome to Gluality TV, where your glustamony matters. I don't know who you are or where you are in this thing called life, but I want you to know that right where you are, as you are, God loves unconditionally everyone, and it's our duty, live from Gluality TV, to give love unto everyone, even you, even me. That's Blue and Capri, baby. Ain't no shame in my game. As I get it, I give it. And doggone it, we go glue you up just the same. Now back here on the Gluality stage, Gluality TV with King Ace. Rob, welcome back, love.
Appreciate it. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has been, and I'll take full responsibility of that. As soon as we get all technical difficulties together, we got to get you and a whole lot of other people here on a regular basis as we expand our territory. And speaking of expanding territories, I see you expanding to book number 5.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Tell us the title of your book. What we'll just start there. What's the title of your book and when did it come out?
The title is Love You to Pieces Forever. It's a continuation, like from my second book. It was called Love You to Pieces. And then my fourth book was called Love You to Pieces, Lost Files. So it's kind of a continuation of that. And a lot of pieces in the love vein and, just real life experiences that I've documented and put them in a book. It came out, I think, last Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. I had to jump through a few hoops publishing it. So I had to get the cover art right and I had to keep resituating. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with one of the ones like a template they have. So I did it that way. So, yeah.
And you do a lot of the work yourself. Before we get too deep into that, I want you to tell us Love You to Pieces. When you said it, I was like, that sounds familiar. I think that's one of his. And now you just explained it to me. It's not a trilogy on that title. Is it like a book series? Why Love You to Pieces?
Yeah, I think it's a series. Like, I guess lately I found that one of my muses has been writing about love, relationships, connecting or disconnecting, things like that. So they fall in that vein. And when I know that it's Love You to Pieces, that's where I'm going with it. So yeah.
And talk to me about the male creative spirit. I don't know if we actually, we always see women being creative and out there writing, and the world puts the spotlight on the ladies. What is it like being a creative male and a lot of stories on your mind and expressing it to the people?
Yeah, I mean, that's really a good question. I mean, me personally, I I just do like what I live, which is my truth. So, I got to come from that. So yeah, it's just expanding on that and being remaining authentic to myself and telling the story my way. So I think that's an interesting viewpoint. I like that.
That's glue, baby. That's what we do here, baby. Got to get the fellas' mindset. I'm from a family of a multitude of brothers, 5 brothers, be it from my mother, my father, or if he remarried, it was always a guy and never girl. So I just learned how to connect with the fellas a little bit different than the
Mhm.
average person. So I see the vulnerability and creativity in a lot of guys that don't get to be expressed. So when I'm around fellas that are creative and expressive in their personality, it's like I'm in your amen corner wanting to give you um some gluteness to let you know it's okay, because the fellas don't get to do that too often in this world,
Yeah,
especially men of color. Black men, you don't get to express yourself freely and
right.
creatively. When did you know that writing was your one of your muses?
I mean, I would go far back as like October 2006. That's when I really first started writing. So I was like a freshman in high school. Um, yeah, I would have to go back that far. That's really when it all started.
Was it a certain thing that started to make you write? You had to decompress your soul, or one day you just had a thought in your mind and it was like, oh, I should write that down. How was your writing creativity ignited?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. It's actually a funny story. Like, it was around the time when like Soldier Boy and people like that were real big on the radio. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
I
love
was
Soldier
listening.
Boy.
I was just getting into music heavy, so I was listening to a lot of '90s hip hop, and I was just like, man, something ain't right here. Like, it was a gap, and I felt like I could have filled that gap. So that's what got me to writing. And I was trash at first. I was terrible, but I just kept at it. Like, I really just kept going and stayed persistent and stuck with it. And then fast forward a year later in 10th grade, we had to do this English project. We had to write, I think, 10 different types of poems, and we had to present one to the class. And I knocked that project out in like one weekend. Like, it was too easy. And then I was like, I got something here, because my teacher actually kept it to use as a model. So got to shout out Kickinson High School, Mr. Oliver, for that one.
And
So
I was
yeah,
looking at that glow on your face.
yeah.
What teachers do for us at the time of schooling still affects our lives when we're grown. What's
Mm.
that smile about right there?
Just the excitement, to continue the legacy, and hopefully down the line somebody will maybe grab a collection of my books and be like, man, this is amazing work, and have a conversation that way. So yeah, it's all for the legacy though.
That's real. And teachers that are out there today, don't think that your words aren't heard. It may be a lot that you're going through, but these young people, they be listening more than they may act like, seem like, or you feel like. Keep talking that glue talk to these young folks. They're listening. And Rob, tell me something. You said the different styles of writing. What's your favorite style of writing poems? Do you remember the different styles? And what would be your favorite?
um I don't know, because I guess probably some of my performance pieces. Some of those I still read them and I'm like, man, how did I even like come up with this? Like, I don't I don't feel like I even did this. Some of them I look back, especially from my first book. I look back and I'm like, man, like, what was I on? you
That's a
know?
weird feeling, man, because I go
Yeah,
back and look at either like some of my videos and some of my writings from years ago, and it was like, am I really that deep? Or am I really that gone? You just start thinking about yourself in different
yeah.
aspects because you see your creativity growing on different levels. What other ways do you express yourself besides writing?
I would say with fashion, I do a little modeling on the side. So sometimes I might, link with my buddies to do a photo shoot, things like that. Um, I think that's honestly probably it. I don't really have too many outlets, but definitely writing. I'm getting into songwriting a little teeny bit. Like, I don't want to blow the lid off or nothing, but I'm working on some other creative stuff, and working on a few projects right now. So it's definitely keeping me busy for sure.
And before we get off too far into any of your other gifts, I meant to ask you, would you like to read an excerpt from your book, one of your poems? What would you like to bless us with, if anything? You tell me.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think I'm gonna do one of my. It's from my first book, but I like the way it hits.
Okay, go
All
for it.
right. So it's called Drugs. Numerous narcotics not necessarily needed until you say so. Speaking to me through bong rips, anonymous tips, and countless slip ups. Crafted from love. Know that in fact this piece could be my master thesis for belief. You are the most high, meaning the most true. It's no wonder so many look up to you. And when I take this line, see when I inhale this hit, I know that no greater feeling ever existed. Exactly why I titled this piece, Do Right. until God speaks. Drugs.
That's a different kind of high, ain't it?
Yeah,
And
the
what
high of
type of,
life.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying like the high of life.
Oh man, life is just a drug on its own, and that is a different kind of high when you in touch with all things life.
Mm-hmm.
And talk to us about your. We were talking before we logged on because I'm looking at you and I'm like, Rob is really filled out because I know that we uh a different time we were both thinner. When we take our medications, it does put weight on us. Let's talk about mental health and the Black man's journey through
Yeah.
Rob's eyes. What has your journey been like for those of you that don't know? Rob and I talk on a different level, and we're both open and both transparent, and we care about the mental health in our community. So we're going to talk a little deeper now than we were about his writing, but we're definitely going to get back to hopefully Rob will share another piece before we leave. But go ahead, Rob, and talk to us about your writing creativity helps you mentally how.
Yeah, it definitely I would say it takes stress off my plate. Like if I got something pressing on my mind, I can just, jot it down and keep it moving. Maybe save for later, things like that. But yeah, it's like everything to me, to be honest. Like it's my salvation. It's, trying things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and just always putting that pen to the paper.
And for those of you that can you share any type of diagnosis so that I want to make it common and normal
Mm.
that mental health exists? So, from your perspective, what is your diagnosis and how would you normalize it for you?
Well, my diagnosis is bipolar, unspecified, and then depression. Um, how would I normalize it? I mean, like honestly, I think it is what it is. I think everybody might have a little bit of something or the other, or a combination of things. So I just try to. I think for me, always staying positive and making sure I have positivity around me, and good support, and just doing the work every day, making sure I take my meds, making sure I eat, decently, things like that. So I think there's a few things we can do on our own, but sometimes it does take a team. And I've had that where I've had to go to counseling sessions and things like that, like a lot. So I didn't just appear like this. It took some time to get, to get. I would say stay calm and learn that everything's gonna work out the way it needs to.
When you're not writing, you feel like
Um, it depends. I try to write at least a little bit every day, like a page or two or something like that. Um, I guess when I'm not writing, I'm wondering kind of what's going on upstairs. But I try not to. Some days you need a break, so I try not to harp on it too much.
and what I want you to talk about is how good it feels to be in a healthier state of mind. So those of some people don't like taking the medications because of we can put on weight with the medication. It can make us feel a certain way. But to look at that smile on your face and see you smiling your
Mm.
blue smile and knowing what healthy looks like for you, let's talk about that so we can dispel the myths or the agitations in taking medication.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, if I didn't take my meds, I probably wouldn't be able to sleep. Like at least throughout the night, I'll probably be up pacing around, things like that. So it definitely helps me maintain my mellow if I will.
And
Yeah.
when you don't maintain taking your medication, do you notice differences in your writings when you're on your meds and versus when you're off your meds? Because I know for myself, if I'm not taking my anxiety medicines before I do a vlog or go writing, I can see the erratic
Hmm.
thoughts and the pace, the pressured speech in my writing. I can notice that my handwriting is even different than when I'm
Right.
a lot calmer. What is
Hmm.
that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't remember the last time I didn't take my meds. 'Cause I take them
Okay,
every night before I go to sleep. So like,
okay.
I can tell my mind is like slowed down a little bit. So creatively, it's easier for me to like organize and say, all right, I'm gonna work on this, or I'm gonna try this idea, or work on this old piece, or whatever, things like that. So it's definitely, I would say, for me, I got to take them. I got to do it, and you know that comes with managing myself properly, as my dad would say. So yeah.
I'm glad you got your dad in your life to speak on that and to guide you through that process, be there
Hmm.
by your side. What is that journey like for you to have your father, especially Black men? We don't,
Yeah.
there's not that discussion in our community about mental health, and a lot from brother to brother, man to man. What is
Hmm.
that like for that relationship like for you?
It's gotten a lot better, I will say. I think on my end, I had to kind of surrender some of my pride and just know that, hey, he's there to assist. He's not there to antagonize or accuse you of things. Like, be forthcoming with communication. Let him know what's going on. Hey, I need help with this, things like that. And he always has my back. So I'm nothing but grateful for that. Like, definitely, extremely grateful for my dad.
I love the fact that you said you had to surrender your pride in your male masculine energy.
Hmm.
What does that, yeah, what does that feel like to have to surrender your pride and to be at peace with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we I don't know if we're both alpha males. I don't know if what kind of male I am. I'm just the
You just
homie.
Rob.
Yeah. But I think it was just realizing that if if I did like not communicate something and things like that, it's like it's only gonna be a detriment to me. So why I want to put that on myself? I wouldn't, you know.
What glue words would you say to Rob? I keep wanting to, I think I met you when you was in your early 20s. How old are you now?
I'm 30 now.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny, like, what would you say to a 30-year-old Black male today that's struggling with his mental health?
Um, I would, I guess, probably first and foremost say, if there is any type of resource like a community service board, any agency that you can access, definitely, try to tap in with them. Um, and it might be a question of, are you on medication or have you taken meds in the past? And some because I know at first on the meds I was on before, and this was like 28 2017, 2018, I think. They I kind of felt numb, and I didn't I knew I wasn't feeling everything I was supposed to. So luckily I was able to get on some different meds, and they do me well, and I'm able to get quality rest at night. So I think at some point, to me, the question of medication does have to come up, because they help us operate. It helps us move and kind of groove throughout the day. So yeah.
And what outside of along with the medication, I'm definitely thankful that you expounded on that we talked about it because of the myth in our community. I want to go a little deeper about going to a mental health facility to maintain your your inner being so you can be Rob, be King Ace. What is that journey like for you? Because I used to work in a mental health facility. I know what it's like from that end, and being friends, brothers, sisters, and knowing that's a journey piece for you. I've always wanted to just share your story to help other young Black men
Right.
who may, I don't want to go to the facility because all the myths that come with being Black, that the rumors of they just go there and mess with my mind and do things to me or poison me. What would you say about that from your experience?
Um, I would say they're definitely there to help and assist. Um, I had a point where I was going to, I think, therapy, probably a few times a month and things like that. And I've had like counselors come to my house, and we done, skill building work that way. And that was definitely helpful for me to get to the point where I'm at now, where not that I don't need those things, because sometimes I still talk to my old counselor if I might be, going through something. So
Mhm.
I think just being willing to be vulnerable, to let them, assess you and see what you need. I think that's probably the biggest barrier that has to be broken down. Because I mean, mental health is, I would say, is more common now, but when you really look back in history, like, it's not something that just came out of the woodworks. Like, it's been here, kind of in the underlying world, and
I think social media just
yeah.
spotlighting it or what
Hmm.
have you, and we're seeing it differently than what we learned it as. So
Hmm.
people don't recognize. mental illness when they see it. They just think they're looking at ignorance. And it's like, no,
Right.
everything isn't ignorance. There is a mental illness underlying somewhere, and we need to talk about that more.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you.
Your let me see, Rob, what else I would want to ask you. What would you want to share? What's on your glue mind, glue heart when you signed up for this interview was to talk about your book? But I know
Yeah,
we always go off to the left, to the right, because it's us. If you want to get back to your book, we can get back to your book. If you want to talk about something else on your glue heart, what would you like to do?
I guess we can go back to talking about books and stuff. Uh, I honestly did. I planned on doing like a formal release for this one,
That's
but
wrong. Yeah,
yeah,
wondering.
I did. But then like I thought about it, and I was like, man, you know what? I could be sitting around with this for like however many months trying to get that in order, and I know the resources that would take up. That wouldn't be cheap. So I was like, let me just put this out now, generate a little revenue from it, and I'm already getting people hit me up telling me, oh, I got the book, it's coming in, things like that. So of course that makes me feel good. But I think just honestly adding to the legacy, because in addition to the books I publish, I help some of my friends publish their books as well. Some of them being first time authors, others going on to be multi authors and things. And I mean, I get just as excited about that as I do my own stuff.
I was
So,
about to say that might be we go through things in life, and that might be one of your callings, your journeys, or something is to teach
mhm.
people. You're on book number 5. What's that
Yeah.
journey like? What is the process like? If people are intimidated by self-publishing, writing, or finding graphics, what would be the hardest thing about writing the book, and what's the easiest thing about writing the book?
Um, I think the hardest thing is like once you click that submit button and it's like, all right, it's gonna be, out here for the world to critique and judge and XYZ. Um, I don't know what the easiest part is. It's like I write pieces and then, I would eventually type them up, put them all in one big Word document, and that would be that. Um, I guess some of the editing could be tough, like with the technical side of that and the grammar and things like that. But I don't know. I guess I got to a point now where like I kind of am my own editor. Not that I don't need anybody else, but I'm pretty versed in this, so I know what know what I'm doing, knowing what to look for. So it's definitely been a huge learning process, and it's funny because I went to school for business, and this is like to me business 101. It's like I'm
Hmm.
almost in like some sort of course or something. But yeah, it's been a good learning experience though overall.
Have you checked into building your own course for up and coming future writers?
I haven't checked into that. That's a good idea though.
That's
That's a
glue,
really good
baby.
idea.
Yeah, take a look into that so you can expound on your gifts
Hmm.
and go ahead and do that thing. And we're not meant for 9 to 5 clocks. Okay, so figure out, look
Yeah.
up the different ways of putting courses together year round. School students got access to campuses. Go find out if you can get a teacher to help you write the course, what you're thinking, and then you got
Hmm.
these different course formats that are out there that you can publish your courses before you even have your course. You can sell it before it's complete.
Right.
So it's all in promotion and packaging and what you do with that. But I would definitely say take that opportunity to YouTube, research it, and figure out how to make that happen for yourself because we're free spirits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No matter how great we are, where we are, when we working for other people, at the end of the day, we know we're supposed to be working for ourselves. And that's the
Yeah.
reason why we always end up how we end up. Okay. We
Hmm.
supposed to be working for ourselves. So no
Right.
pray. Okay. Don't no pressures, no worries. Before we get up out of here, we're a little bit over. We're at 25 minutes. Would you like to share any glue words on your glue heart or your mind for the other young men, women, whomever online that wants to be future or writers that may be having writer's blocks? Let's say that. How do you get past your writer's block?
Writer's block. That's a good one because it's come up like a few times within these past like 3 or 4 months. Me personally, I just write through it. Like I just try to jot down little ideas and kind of keep my gears turning, and eventually it's like broken to where it's like, all right, now I'm maybe unlock another level, that I can express myself with. But yeah, my advice to that, and that's why I tell myself, just keep writing, even if it's trash, just keep going. You're gonna figure it out.
Go back and listen to this video and write down your tidbits, and there go your course right there. Write through it. That's a definite topic of a subject you can have.
Yeah.
For your courses or what have you. Write through it, and then just keep
Mm-hmm.
going from there. Where can everyone find you?
I think the easiest place is probably Instagram. It's just rob.ace.holmes. I mean, I'm on Facebook, but I don't really utilize Facebook because to me it's too much family up there. Like, I'm not trying to get in trouble. Twitter actually has a really good writing community, so it's been cool to like interact with people from there, and you share your book link and they retweet you, things like that. So Twitter is definitely a go-to for me.
That's another tip right there too, to show that there's writing groups on Twitter,
yeah.
aside from just political conversations and arguments that I typically see. I didn't even know that they had writing groups on there.
So yeah, there's a very strong writing presence on Twitter. Very strong.
There go another tidbit for your business right there. You know some things that other people don't know, and that makes you priceless. So go ahead and look into starting your own course. Everything that you need, you already have it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's either that or starting my own, like, I don't want to say printing press, but I would say probably a publishing company.
Yes.
Something like that. I do have one of my buddies who they do that now, and I could probably, get in contact with him and figure out the logistics for that. But I would say it's coming, especially once I get some years to get myself in order. Oh yeah, I definitely want to make it happen.
I can see you doing that too. Let me know you get your first T-shirt or what have you, so I can wear it. Send me a book, whatever we need to do.
I got you.
We could do a What am I thinking about? A reading? Are you gonna read your book live anywhere, anytime, or excerpts?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay. Are you on Clubhouse?
I'm not on Clubhouse.
Okay. Something like that, or reading format to read your book, not the full book, maybe an excerpts or something, to see if you can get it to even Audible books, and look on YouTube about reading voiceovers or what have you, because you got the voice. Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah, I definitely want to get into that. Me and my buddy, I don't want to talk about it too much because it's new, but we have an idea that we're working on. My boy Aaron, that's all I can tell you. And it's something different, and it's gonna be something cool.
I love it when you smile, your glue smile, Rob. It looks good on you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, some of those dimples. I see you, man. Don't you hurt nobody out there.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get up out of here. Any last glue words you want to say to the people before we go?
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate y'all, Glue family, and we're going to keep on rocking.
All right, y'all heard from King Ace himself, Glue Land. Let's keep on rocking. And by rocking over here, we mean giving love unto everyone, because God loves unconditionally everyone, even you. Even
that's right.
Please get yourselves tested for HIV. And Rob, let everybody know that's Glue, baby.
That's Glue, baby. We out.
We out, and that's King Ace, baby. Please make it take the Glue time to purchase his books. Where, Rob? I saw all your Amazon links. Where can they purchase?
Books on Amazon. If you look up rob.ace.holmes, you should be able to find a list of my books.
All right, Glue Land, let's take care of each other and bless each other and give love unto each other. Please make it take the Glue time today to purchase Rob Holmes five books. And I'm quite sure he got number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 about to come out too. All right, Rob, I love you, love, and thank you for your patience today for us to get this Glue interview done.
Definitely. Love you back.
All right, that's Glue, babe. I'll talk to you soon, sweetie.
All right, take care.
All right, love you. That's Glue.